Anybody out there gonna do it? All right now, hey, everybody out there gonna do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, baby. Shimmy, do it, baby. Do it, baby.
Hi, I'm IT2 Straseski from Ice Cold, Wisconsin, serving here today at beautiful sunny Nickham's Path, here to say happy 245th birthday to the Navy. Go Navy!
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Moline.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Moline.
We're stationed at Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio, Texas.
We want to wish the Navy a happy 245th birthday.
Booyah!
From Naval Hospital Yokosuka, MSC, wishing you a happy 245th Navy birthday. Go Navy!
From the Chief Mess here at Naval Medical Readiness and Training Command Yokosuka, we would like to wish you a happy 245th birthday. Navy Chief!
Navy Prime!
Navy Prime!
Good dog! We're gonna have a good time. Express yourself. 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 Beep, bop, bop, bop. Beep, bop, bop, bop. Express yourself. Oh, yeah.
Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Papa. And I'm sorry, Chris, we kind of went over a little bit.
You're okay, Deb. How are you this evening?
Oh, good. It's been
You're fine.
Okay. Well, y'all have a great show and see you next week.
All right. You all have a good evening.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. This is going to be a fun show tonight, and I'm so glad you're tuning in. My co-host Sonny and I, we've got some good things we're going to bring up. We even have a returning special guest this evening, and I will get to that here momentarily. So let's start off the show and have some fun, and let's see what we can cook up for this evening. Stand by and be back with you momentarily. As I said, welcome to another fun-fulfilled show tonight, and we're going to have a blast. We do have a returning guest. She has been on our show before, and we're looking forward to hearing from her. But before we introduce her, Sonny, how are you this evening?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
We are doing so good, Sonny. I'm so glad you're joining in, and we're going to have some fun tonight, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, right. And Derek is on a vacation, so our producer won't be popping in this evening. And so we're going to wish him having fun and safe trips on the way back. Now, as I said, and we're going to have another segment of what's grinding my gears, what's happening in our world, and some crazy nonsense that our guest will be launching it off. Because before we introduce her, if Sonny could play the clip that we have set up, and check this out, because this is going to lead into our first discussion this evening, and we'll interact with chat as always. So, Sonny, are you ready for that? And then
yep.
Ready to come on too. So
sorry about that. Yes. Oh, crap it.
Good. All right, play it, and then we'll introduce our guest.
No one for these people. Kids in cages under Trump are now unaccompanied migrant children in overflow facilities. Gender reveals are now transphobic, and Mr. Potato Head is now gender fluid. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head are inanimate objects. They don't have a sex. And if that's not enough for you, you can literally switch the pieces around to make it however you want, for God's sakes. Also, everything is racist now. Can we still order black coffee? Are brownies still allowed? I'm sure Cracker Barrel is screwed. Coca-Cola's probably going to call them up and tell them to become Blacker Barrel to be less white. Is this where we're putting our energy? Because 36 days into Biden's presidency, he's already dropping bombs while the rest of the country is fighting over a toy potato's gender status. Bomb the Middle East, but at least keep it diverse. I would be embarrassed if I voted for someone just for a $2,000 stimulus check, but I would be even more embarrassed if that someone started dropping bombs before the stimulus check. So Biden supporters, how are we feeling today? Honestly, America, how are we feeling? Because the level of wokeness people are trying to achieve is just becoming too much, and a ticket to Mars is becoming more appealing.
Ticket to Mars. It is.
That piece. Everybody, as you can see, we have Alex Lains coming back on. Alex, how are you this evening?
I'm good. Sorry, just a real disclaimer. If you hear some scurrying in the background, it's my cat. She's going crazy right now. So she's been calm all day, and then just now she decided to go crazy. But I'm doing good. That rant, I woke up this morning not even planning on even making a video today. That was just kind of like a spur of the moment. I just need to get this off my chest, because the things that I've seen this week are just absolutely ridiculous.
Isn't it? I mean, you hit a few subjects on there that we were going to talk about tonight for a little bit. And I've got to say, I have to agree. People are starting to get butthurt or the dumbest things. So now Hasbro is coming out here going, oh, we can't have Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head have any gender. I mean, how far is this going to go?
I don't know. I wake up and I'm like, oh, well, it can't get any worse than the day before. And then I'm proven wrong. So I don't even know at this point. I feel like they're offended by everything under the sun, and they're going to continue to be offended by everything under the sun. And I don't care. When I have children, it's going to be Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head, and they can complain in their pillow. They can cry in their pillow, but I don't care. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I actually can't believe that the country is fighting over a toy potato. It's a toy. It's a children's toy. Who cares? It's an inanimate object. It doesn't have a sex. I can't.
It gets worse. Did you hear the California bill would give $1,000 fines to retailers with separate girls and boys toy sections?
No way.
I know, we're like in this never-ending Twilight Zone episodes, and they just won't quit.
I feel like we're in the Twilight Zone. We're just in this never-ending circle of it just continuously getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I keep thinking, well, one day they're going to run out of things to be offended by. And every time, the days go by, I'm like, oh, that's literally going to be impossible. They're always going to find something to be offended by. They're going to be offended by themselves soon. Well, actually, they've already done that. White liberals are already offended by themselves. They hate being white. So I don't know.
Yeah, that brought me to something that I put out there on Twitter and a couple of posts. I actually was floored at Coke's new routine and be less white. So I got to ask, does that mean I need to tan more? I don't get it.
No, because that's racist. You cannot tan. You can't tan. The amount of videos that I've come across on social media, especially TikTok, of young girls, like girls in high school, liberals, getting upset at other girls being dark. like they're going to get real offended when they see me in the summertime, because my father is from Africa. So I have this nice olive skin tone. Obviously my lighting does not show it, but in the summer I get really, really tan, and it's the sun. It's not me doing anything to my skin other than the sun making me tan. But even that has become offensive. And at what point do we just stop and be like, listen, you cannot be offended by everything?
We were born with, who we are. I mean, you're born in your skin color. You're born in that. I don't think people should be offended or upset at their skin color. And on top of that, even Obama is coming out going, reparations is acceptable and all this nonsense. It's like they're feeding kids' heads with this bullcrap. And I'm like, get over it.
Yeah, no, they're feeding this entitlement. My generation, I'm not sure what generation I am. I don't know if I'm millennial. I think I'm millennial. I'm like right on the cusp of like millennial and Gen Z. But especially Gen Z, they're this generation that they feel entitled to everything. And the leftist media does not help that. We see it with Black community, with the liberals who think that we need to pay reparations when they've never been slaves. Their parents have never been slaves. My parents have never owned slaves. I don't owe you anything. I owe you nothing. You have the same rights as I do in this country today.
Yeah, exactly. I have to 110% agree with you on that. My family generations, I can trace back, we never owned slaves. And I don't get this nonsense that they're trying to feed that. You need to pay us reparations for this and that. Okay, if we got to do that, then let's go back in history with all races. Mm-hmm. Everybody somewhere along the line got screwed one way or another. Are we going to go after everybody for that? Hell no. It's the game is let's not forget it, but we don't need to relive it, and let's move on. If we're going to have unity, and let's move on. And that brought me to that deal that Coke was saying that they're people, we're going to train you to be less white. So do you at all remember, I don't know if you know it, that Sonny would remember this, they actually have a commercial out there that they did in the late 70s that they want to buy the world of Coke and teach it harmony. Does anybody remember this commercial by chance?
Yes.
Live chat. Do you remember live chat? I think you do.
Okay, so it makes me really sad that they pull this. So, let's real quick, Sonny, while we're sitting here for a second, and let's remind everybody of this commercial I'm talking about, because guess what I found?
Did you find it? I was looking for those memes. There was one with the white bears, because Coke has the white polar bears.
Yeah.
That the black bears are like, hey, we're getting jobs now. Brown bears, whatever.
Well, here's that commercial.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves.
Oh, and because of copyrights, yes, I'll watch that, Sonny.
I like to teach the world to sing with me. Harmony, harmony, harmony. I like to buy the world a home and keep it company. I like to teach the world to play harmony and peace. I like to buy the world a home and keep it company. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. It's the real thing. What the world wants today.
That statement there, it says at the top of a hilltop, they filmed this and invited young youths from all over the world to do this commercial. It says right there, from all over the world right there. So it makes you stop and think, Coke, do you even remember when you did these commercials and did this stuff? I don't think so. So what's going on?
I don't know. I think it's really funny because I did do a video on this too, because I'm a huge Coca-Cola lover. Like it's almost like really bad, because sometimes I'll find myself drinking more Coca-Cola than water. But this is a great chance for me to quit my soda addiction. So it's just funny because I remember that commercial. Obviously, I don't think I was born when it came out, but like I remember watching it at some point in my life. And it's just give the world a Coke unless you're white, I guess. I guess now that's what it is. They're probably going to have to end up changing that commercial, give the world a Coke unless you're white. And it's just funny because it's the company that puts vanilla in everything, telling people to be less white. The irony. I mean, they're trying to stop people from shaming others by the color of their skin by shaming others by the color of their skin. Like, I hope they see the irony in that training. Could you imagine if the tables were turned and they tried to tell people, they tried to tell Black people to be less Black? I said this in my video, BLM and Antifa, all them, they'd be burning the streets down if Coca-Cola came out with a training telling Black people to be less Black, because that's racist. But no, when it's against white people, it can't be racist because reverse racism isn't a thing. No, it's not a thing. It's just racism. I hate this like straw man argument where it's like, oh, you can't be racist to white people. Yes, you most certainly can. Open up a dictionary. Do we have to go back to school? Like, I'm not a teacher. I don't want to teach you. You should have learned this already. It's ridiculous that all of these, and now, oh my gosh, I know this is a bit off topic, but now there's just, you see all of these companies, they're just getting so political. Even Oreo tweeted a tweet today, something about like trans lives matter or something, or it was something with like the trans community. And I know that's like off topic, but in a way on topic, because all of these different companies they're being so vocal about politics when they've never been that way before. Like, you're a cookie, shut up. It's like, I'm so over it. I want to be able to crack open a Coca-Cola or eat a cookie with my milk and not think about politics, but that they're making it extremely impossible.
Well, you brought up the cookie. It's black and white.
You brought up two really good things. Vanilla Coke. I mean, they actually have a vanilla Coke. Not only that, but the company that, and I wonder if there are tests anywhere to see how addictive Coke is. I had a really bad Coke habit, Coca-Cola habit, drinking pop. I should clarify. But, you know, these people are telling us, you know, how addictive is your product? Who are you to preach to us or anyone? You know, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah. It's very frustrating because it's almost like you don't want to, we're the right, we're conservatives. We don't, well, most of us don't really like cancel culture. And a lot of us try not to get into that whole like cancel this person or cancel this company or boycott this company or whatever. You know, I would love to just enjoy the things that I enjoy, the beverages that I enjoy, the food that I enjoy, the TV shows and movies that I enjoy, without feeling like I'm being preached to about liberal ideologies. I'm so tired of that. Why can't a cookie company just be a cookie company? Why can't Coca-Cola just be Coca-Cola and stop putting politics into it? We have enough politicians in the world. We have enough political influencers on social media ranting and complaining like I do all day long. We don't need Coca-Cola to get in the middle of it. It's just ridiculous. It's so insane that it's always the left too. They preach about racism. Oh, America is such a racist country. Oh, conservatives are so racist. But they are some of the most racist people that we have ever come across, truthfully. And it's just insane that they don't see it.
I'm waiting for the cereal companies with the Cocoa Puffs, the Count Chocolate, and all these characters to start coming out and going, we can't name them that anymore. We need to, you know, I'm waiting for it. It's going to happen. Because people are crying, and I feel these little left-wing nut job crybabies need their little tassy and little security blankets and just go back to their basements and leave the real world alone because they apparently don't know how to live in it.
Yeah, you know, don't you think some of this stuff was actually there, but it was so much more subtle? It was so much more subtle. And now it's like when, you know, Biden got put in as a resident of the White House, it just feels like everything is speeded up and they're just like, okay, we don't care if we're blatant. We need to like program these people and get them fired up. And, you know, I don't know. Do you feel that way at all that you're seeing? And I think that's why it seems so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alex, go ahead. Oops.
No, that's okay. I definitely feel that way because it's virtue signaling. It's massive virtue signaling is what we're seeing in this country all day long, 24/7, every single day. It's just massive virtue signaling. And I feel like, yes, it's always been that way, but like you said, very, very subtle. And as soon as we had President Trump in the White House, where he truly advocated for this country and he advocated for us and he wasn't politically correct, it knocked them off their rocker. They're like, oh my God, the world's ending. Now we need to program them into thinking our way, and that's it, and that's done. Like, I feel like I'm in a communist country. This is ridiculous. I miss my country. I miss America, where we could say what we want to say and believe what we want to believe and drink a Coca-Cola without being preached to about our skin color. Like, God made me white. God made me who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And no one should apologize for the color of their skin, ever.
Absolutely. We were born into that. And that kind of is going to lead into, because even in there, when we talk about the gender neutral and what's going on in the world today with men want to identify as women, blah, 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 all this. And what I want to get on that is the thoughts of, I don't care, you want to live your way, you live your way. That's fine. But when you want to identify yourself as a woman, but you want to get into women's sports and you're still a man, your DNA says you're still a man, and you still have that. I mean, look at that female boxer who's a man who's beating up on women. I think this is an unfair advantage to women's sports. Why not have their own group for their sports, their own group, transgenders being their own group for sports? Because they're not that way. They're not pushing it on these women. I think the hypocrisy going on there is, and we talked about this earlier, Sonny, that, okay, you see the men wanting to go into women's sports, but do you see women wanting to go into men's sports? Claiming they want to be men?
No, I don't see that. I think it's so for me, I'm not an athlete, thank the Lord. But like, it's just, I feel like if I were an athlete and I worked, a lot of these athletes, these professional athletes, they train and they've worked for years. I mean, through high school, even like middle school and even younger. And they've worked their entire life. They've trained their entire life to get to where they are in their sport. And to have someone that is pretending to be their gender when it's obvious that they're not, if it's a born male that is transitioned into a female, they're stronger. It's just science. They are stronger. They're going to be stronger. And not saying that men and women can't be equal in strength and so forth, but it's at this point, it's just common sense, along with many other things, that if you put a male in a woman's sport, they are going to dominate. And if they win that sport, so for example, say it's track, and the born male transition female wins the race or whatever. See, I'm not into sports. I don't know what I'm talking about as far as, I'll stick to politics and music. That's where I shine. But they win. They didn't win because, as a female, they are just the best. No, it's because they're a male and they dominated because they're male. It's very unfair. And personally, if I was in sports and I was going and I trained my entire life for my sport and I was going against a male in a women's sport, I would be that's when I would start to get offended almost, because this is also the same party that preaches about women's rights. Mm-hmm. You're contradicting yourself.
I do think it's valid that women don't jump into, transgender woman to a man does not jump into man sports. Why aren't we seeing that across the board? Why aren't we hearing, that's because they aren't winning there. There isn't the medals to be won. There is something to that.
Mm-hmm. They would be in last place. That's why.
It wouldn't make sense for them to do that because they're in their own sport. And then at the same time goes along that male and be female, being in the sport is also in the locker rooms. It's also in the showers. It's also in the bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
And we're reliving the bummer era once again. And with that, Mr. Jackass Biden has turned around and is eliminating the group that went out and went after these pedophiles and whatnot. Now he's putting a stop to that program. I don't care. It's just showing what they're doing. And this is getting way out of hand and way stupid. And I really hope these lefties that truly voted for the fool are happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, so you brought up a great point about the locker rooms and the bathrooms, because another controversial topic is trans in the bathrooms. You know, it's what is it, like the gender neutral or whatever bathrooms, whatever. I think Target had done it already. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is, listen, like a male, you're not allowed in the women's bathroom. Sorry. And it's not because I don't trust trans people. And this is what they have to understand. If you're someone that has already transitioned, so for example, you were a male and you transitioned into a female and you actually did your transition and everything. Okay, cool, whatever. Like if you look like a woman and you want to use the women's bathroom, then go for it. I don't have a problem with that. It's more so when they say that they're opening these bathrooms to pedophiles, actual males that are actually not transitioning into women. They can just say that they feel like a woman and then go into a women's bathroom and rape a little girl, because that's how sick these people are. And that's what I don't agree with. And this is what they don't understand. It's not that I don't have anything against the trans community when it comes to that. I really don't. This is what they don't understand. They keep saying, oh, you're just transphobic. You know, we just want to use the bathroom that we feel comfortable with. Then use it. Go ahead. But we cannot be saying, okay, open bathrooms, and then when I have a child and my 5-year-old goes into the little girl's room and a man walks in right behind her because he feels like a woman that day. No, sorry, that's what I'm going to be conceal carrying, because that's just ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And no one's even talking about that. And this is when we get frustrated, because the left, they never listen to us when it comes to stuff like that. We want to protect our children. And in this administration, and especially in the left, they're not for that at all. I love how they say, you know, we're only pro-life when it comes to the unborn. Like, no, not at all. We're pro-life also when it comes to them outside of the womb, when it comes to protecting our children from situations like that, from situations like pedophiles. And it's absolutely asinine that Biden would even reverse that. It's just, I get speechless when it comes to this topic, because it just actually blows my mind that there are people out there that just, they don't want to protect our children in the way
that we even have to talk about it and to be this concerned about it. Yeah. It just doesn't even register. I just can't believe it, or register. It just doesn't register. I can't believe this.
That's why I wanted to bring that up. And I'll tell you this, everybody out there, my little girl's in there. I'll rock that orange jumpsuit. If some guy follows her in there, I will rock that orange jumpsuit. You're not going to follow a child into a bathroom. If I saw that with anybody's child and some guy walks in behind them, we're going to have a problem. I think we should protect and defend our children, especially from that kind of atmosphere. And I will say this, in chat, it was brought up the reason why women don't get into men's sports, because they show them up. I mean, you know, so, but I will have to say we have to defend and protect ourselves. It's coming down to that, in all honesty. Our governments aren't going to do it. They won't allow this stuff to happen. So we as citizens should be looking out for each other in the sense of, I mean, if I'm in a store and there's a lady standing out there, she could be by herself, she's got a little child, a little girl going into the used restroom, and she may not be aware of what's around her, but a man follows in behind her and he's like, hey, look, ma'am, I'm going to go in there and pull that guy out of there because your little girl just went in there. And I mean, you know, you do what you want, but you can't do that. You can't allow this. And Biden's reversing everything. And that's what's making me sick. We're going back to the Obama era and worse. So I'm sorry.
No, you know what, I stand by my last statement. You know, I'm ready for that ticket to Mars, because this earth is just, I can't handle it anymore. I don't know if you saw, I didn't even touch on it. I only mentioned it for like a second in my video, but when it came to Demi Lovato, and I don't even know if you saw it, where she said, or she reposted something about how gender reveals are now transphobic. And I just have one thing to say to Demi. Just because you're confused doesn't mean others are, okay? So I will never understand why people go out of their way to be offended by everything under the sun. If I want to have a gender reveal and announce my child, if it's a girl or a boy, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that does not mean that I am transphobic at all. She's just mentally not there. She is just too far gone.
I so just look at like that and go, you know what, that's her trying to program her followers. That's her trying to influence. You know, they really have pulled out the stops. They just have gone full blown crazy these last few weeks.
Well, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's bad when there's even liberals in her comments saying that that's just too far. That's when you know. when there's liberals that have similar mindsets to her, because there's a difference between leftists and liberals, though I'm still kind of learning it because it all just kind of confuses me. Sometimes I just clump them all together. But, you know, I was reading some of her comments, and there was even liberals that were in there like, okay, listen, like, yeah, like I support the trans community, but this is ridiculous. Let a married couple celebrate their child. Like, who cares? It's not hurting you at all. The only time it's going to hurt you is if you do that gender reveal where it sets the whole state on fire. That's it. Like, just let someone pop a balloon, pink or blue, and leave it at that. I don't understand the commotion. Is she seriously losing sleep over it? I just one day I would actually just like to take a peek inside of her brain. I think it's so fried because I used to follow her because I used to like her music, and she is a recovering drug addict, I believe. And she even said it herself. She even said that she has brain damage. And so
didn't she have strokes or something? She had some strokes
I know her last one, I believe she overdosed, which is very, very sad. And I don't like judge people on that. I don't wish them harm on that. I hope that they get better with the struggles that they face. But she's just even publicly saying that she has brain damage and she's not mentally there. And then she goes and she posts these things on her Instagram about how gender reveals are transphobic when that's just simply not the case. And there's even people that are listening to her and agreeing with her. Like, she literally just said that she's mentally not okay. Like, literally things are just not wired correctly in that brain of hers. And then she's going to go ahead and say these ridiculous things and people are going to agree with her. And I'm just like I said, she's just too far gone. I don't think she could be saved at this point.
Maybe not. I mean, I don't follow her music.
I don't follow her music anymore. Just want to
I mean, I don't, but and we're going to reiterate because I want people to realize we're not at all putting down transgenders or putting down what they want to do, live their life. If they're generally transitioning, what's male to female, female to male, we're not putting them down. We're not saying that. What we're saying is it is wrong if you are, say, male and going to claim you are and you're not, and you just do what you want to enter bathrooms or women's sports or whatever. But I think that's what's wrong, and that's what has to change. We need to put a stop to that.
Or that there has to be special laws and rules for people. You know what I mean? Like,
man. Yeah.
That's where they shove it down our throats. You know, like the whole bathroom thing. It's got to be a law now for this very small, percentage of people. And it's like, but why can't you just go in the family bathroom? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you, I don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying. I think it's just they're making it more complicated than it has to be. Right. And they may be saying the same thing to us, like, oh, you're making it more complicated. Just let us use what bathroom we identify with. And that may simply be the case for most of them. And like we will keep repeating that it has nothing against actual transgenders, but more so sickos that will use that opportunity to actually do harm to people. And they're not even transgenders. They're just regular men that are just psychotic and want to do harm to someone. So they're going to take that opportunity because they've been given that opportunity. Oh, you feel like a woman that day? Go ahead. You can use the women's restroom. And then you're going to be right next to a stall with a 5-year-old. And that's not okay. And that is what we're trying to let people know.
Can we circle back to a couple things?
Oh no, I'm traumatized by that word. I hate
so offended.
Swears are my favorite now.
Well, lately we've been doing a lot of this circling back because we've been playing off of that joke. We're going to circle back to things, which what's her face? She keeps doing it. For the White House meeting. So yeah, Sonny, what are we circling back to?
Okay, just two things out of the Gateway Pundit. Just a couple article titles. Virginia School District cancels Dr. Seuss themed Read Across America Day for social overtones. And then out of WND, Black History Month, Amazon stopped streaming Clarence Thomas film. I think they canceled his book too or something.
Yeah, I'm a little floored that they're going to start canceling Dr. Seuss. Makes no sense to me. And then they're also Muppets. Okay, we grew up with the Muppets. I don't know if you did, Alex. I mean, you may have.
Yes. I know the Muppets. I grew up with the Muppets.
But you notice they're starting to get all mad at Muppets now. I'm surprised they haven't gone off to the Swedish Chef. They're like going after certain characters of the Muppets. Now, the Muppets have always been showing diversity from everything from race to gender to even more recently, you see these commercials where they talked about like the one might have autism, so sounds loud for. They're addressing everything. Why would you want to cancel that? I don't. It just more liberal crybabies. I don't know. I'm just trying to grasp a lot of this because it's asinine. And is it more prevalent now because of social media? Is it more prevalent now because of everything going on?
I definitely think social media has a huge play in it. I don't think that we would be at this level if social media wasn't the way that it is today. But I think they're just at this point where they've just fallen down a rabbit hole. They started canceling a few things that maybe were justified, maybe were not, but whatever. And now all of a sudden they fell down this rabbit hole of now they just have to cancel everything. And they don't even know what they're canceling. They don't even know why they're actually canceling it. They're just canceling it because it's just another thing for them to be offended by or to look for something to be offended by. And there's no actual rhyme or reason as to why they need to cancel it. It's just, they've just fallen down this rabbit hole. They're in this circle. They're in an endless circle. They're constantly circling back to themselves. And it's just, they can't stop. It's just a never ending black hole of just canceling things because they just want to, and they can.
That makes an interesting thing. What would you think it would take to stop, this nonsense? I think the Potato Head, a lot of people are saying this finally is putting things over the edge. They're like, a comment from a local show that now this might bring a revolt around and a revolution of some sort. This may be that tipping point. So what's it going to take?
I don't know. I wish I had the answer. I really do, because I feel like half my headaches are just coming from this. But I wish I had the answer, but I don't, because social media is such a huge play in it. And we're in our phones. Our faces are in our phones every single day. And we're just constantly being influenced by a bunch of different people with a bunch of different backgrounds and a bunch of different mindsets and opinions and views. And it's just a lot of influencing is going on, a lot, especially with Gen Z. And that's why there's another thing too, where conservatives are saying that we have to win back the culture war, because as far as, pop culture and stuff like that go, liberals have more of a control on that. They have more of the music and the movies and all of these things in pop culture, and all the more than half the celebrities are liberal. So I think it's a very important thing that conservatives take a hold on pop culture and stuff like that, because pop culture is a huge play. I see it on TikTok all the time. TikTok has become a huge political place. Huge. There's so many different trends of it's a lot of high schoolers, but there's so many different trends of people doing like makeup trends, but making fun of like Republicans and stuff. Or there's always politics in all of these videos that I see and all of these trends that I see, even if it's very subtle. So I think that a huge way for us to stop all of this canceling, obviously it's never going to fully stop. There's always going to be things that are going to be tried to be canceled and so forth. But I think a huge part would be to start taking back the culture war on our side and start digging more into pop culture, and not just dive into the political part of it, but also the pop culture part of it. It's just a really important thing. And some people might not understand it, but as like a 25-year-old, it totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's bleeding through in every aspect of what we see here, and I have to agree. Maybe some of these celebrities, if they want to use their status to do good, maybe they need to turn around and go, you know what, we got to stop acting like idiots. And stop putting political stuff into our music or whatever they're doing. I have to agree. And I think if we get more and more people to truly push to run for positions that can help make changes, they need to do it. And we got to beat the system, beat the machine. And I'm not telling people to go to their state houses or to Washington with guns and get stupid and do stuff like that, because we all know that's illegal and retarded, and it ain't going to help. But we definitely can do some things, I think, and this could be some of that. We got to, if you shut that off, turn that off, don't buy that music, it's going to send a message. Whoops, we don't want to hear you anymore. Enough's enough. Mm-hmm. I think that's what that's what we might need to do,
as well as new companies and platforms. We need people making new companies and platforms and trying to support them whenever we can.
Yeah, I agree. There was so funny too, because there's so many people that are talking about the Coca-Cola situation, and mm-hmm. and they've gone to the store to go pick up like a 6-pack of Coca-Cola, and they end up getting Pepsi instead. So it's just maybe even just little things, like even if you don't want to fully give up Coca-Cola or something like that, maybe just don't buy it as much. You have to show it where it hurts for them. Honestly, they have to hurt a little bit. They have to, because I don't think they're ever going to notice their stupidity if we don't kind of show it to them in ways like that. But yeah, I definitely think that, I don't have the answers to everything. The left confuses the crap out of me every single day. It's like a maze. I don't know how it works. I don't know how they function. It's weird. It's scary to the foreigners. But like, it intrigues me at the same time. So I'm just like, I'm trying to understand them, but it's just not working. But I definitely think that a huge thing that conservatives need to start doing, and I've definitely seen it a lot more, is to take control of the pop culture scene. So like, for example, I can't remember her last name, but I know it was Gina, and she was in The Mandalorian. And she is going to be filming a movie or a series with Ben Shapiro's network of The Daily Wire. And
Catalina or Catalona or something like that.
Yeah. I didn't want to butcher her last name.
Oh, sorry, I did.
Okay. No, you can. This is your show. I don't want to do that. But yeah, just even stuff like that, I feel like it's going to be so much easier if conservative actresses and singers and so forth, they start to kind of take more control. And as consumers, we should do the same. So I definitely think pop culture is a huge part of today. Pop culture is mixed in with politics, and we need to kind of take it back from the left a little bit.
I think so too. There could be a better balance. I mean, I got friends that are left and I got friends that are right, and we all get along. Believe it or not, you can get along. You have to agree on everything, and we do. And that's what's so cool. I mean, they're good friends, and we may not agree on everything together, but we also agree on things together. It is possible. The influence is like you're saying, pop culture, politics, stupidity, and got to hit them where it hurts. Money. Got to hit them where it hurts. And I know a local bar that's actually looking into eliminating Coke out of their service and systems and go over to Pepsi. And I kind of joked with a friend that works there. It's like, so when you make CC and Coke, how's that going to taste with Pepsi? I get it, but they're leaning on eliminating it. So they're trying to find other recipes. So I have to say that's a good start. If bars say, we don't want your product. Yeah. And most bars have Coke as a product. So I could hit them real good.
Yeah, I don't know what my dad's going to do. He really likes Jack and Coke. I don't know how Jack and Pepsi is going to taste, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Actually, my dad is not, he's technically white. He's from Africa though, so maybe he'll be able to get by with drinking Coca-Cola. But yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy though that we even have to have these kind of conversations. I personally never thought in a million years that we would be having conversations about people getting offended over a kid's toy or a beverage. I mean, it's just absolutely insane that we're constantly being preached to, just like you said, in music and in movies. There's politics everywhere. I even watch there's a show that I watch called SEAL Team, and a lot of the actors on that show are conservative in real life, but you have to do some serious digging to find that out, because they don't show their politics. They don't show who they vote for. They don't show, any of it. They just because they're in SEAL Team and stuff, and they're really supportive of the military. They post like military stuff on their social media, but that's like the only type of news stuff that they'll post. And I wish that more celebrities would kind of take that hint. I'm not saying that celebrities can't have a political opinion or talk about it every once in a while, but it's becoming so mainstream for celebrities to talk more about politics than they do about the actual career that they're in.
Mm-hmm. I'd like that if they can separate it. I mean, in our own lives, like we deal with the shows, we talk about politics, a little bit of everything on here. In my regular life, I just work to do my living and eventually go run for mayor again. And that's politics, but I do try to keep it separate from my personal life. I don't want to be so absorbed in it, you lose who you are. Mm-hmm. And I think that's also another thing. You know, our government was set up to be part-time. We're set up to have our own lives, have families, and work, and do government part-time. And then it's just over the years got these people, oh, I'm greedy on both sides, Democrats and Republicans. We're greedy, we want money, blah, blah, blah. I think it has to change if we're going to survive another 100 years. It's got to change drastically. And maybe some of this stuff is what's going to push it that way. I mean, we're seeing everything open up in front of our eyes of horrible times. And if you want to go religious, the end times or whatever, we're seeing it. There's got to be a way to stop it. There's got to be a way to turn this around, change it. My granddaughter, she's 10 months old now. She's going to have to pay for all this when she gets older. When you two have kids, that's what we're getting at. It's going to take, they're going to be hurting. Yeah. And they're the generations that's got to come up and clean it up. What our generation's screwing up. So it bothers me, but I also don't lose sleep over it because you got to live, you got to survive, you got to do what you can to make it. But it is sad. And I see it all around me. And it's like, come on, people, wake up. The Hasbro coming out about making them gender neutral made no sense to me. For all these years, 70 years, Sonny, or so they've been around. Potato Head's been around. And now we got to call it Potato Head. We can't say Mr. or Mrs. Well, I'll tell you what, if I go to buy one for my niece, I'm going to call it Mrs. Potato Head. I mean, because that's what
right.
It is.
And the bill in California, that don't separate the children, the boys from the girls. So we neutral toys. Why do we have to have neutral toys?
Right. Strictly. I mean, how many here? I mean, we saw this on Deb's show earlier. How many in the chat grew up with Barbies, G.I. Joe, and whatnot? We didn't call them non-female or male. We grew up calling them male and female. We grew up learning that and being taught that. So I just don't get it. There's no reason to bring a toy in this. And there's a great meme picture out there with Mr. Potato Head said, a picture of him going, what the fuck did I do? Because part of my friend, what did I do? Because now he's like, neutral now. What did he do to hurt people that want to go that far?
Mr. Potato Head, even in Toy Story, didn't even say to Woody, I'm Mr. Potato Head, call me Mr. Potato Head. I can't remember the exact line, but even he said, I am Mr. And like I said in my video, you can literally take the pieces off. It's not seriously, you could take the pieces off and switch it around. You could give them girl lips and male eyes and call it a day. It's not that big of a deal. It's ridiculous. I mean, I would play with Barbies and stuff, and I had a Barbie, and then I had a G.I. Joe, and that was it. It wasn't gender fluid, non-binary Barbie boy. It's weird. It's just so weird to me. My children are
interesting though. If you look at it, they're coming at us from the shoppers, retail, going into a store, and those people that haven't heard of this, and they actually, if it happens and they come upon, they start shopping in the children's department and all the toys are there together, and then coming at you with, commercials, coming at you with laws. I mean, it's all around us. It's just coming from all directions. Yeah. Fast and furious.
Mm-hmm. It's just becoming too much at this point. You have to let people live the way they want to live. Stop controlling. At this point, they're just controlling people even inside their homes by the toys that their own children play with. And At what point, where's the boundaries? You're crossing the boundaries. You're constantly crossing the At what point can we just say enough is enough? Stop.
Yeah.
And they're also push back. Kids in school at a younger age were about gender, sex, and whatnot. And I mean, these are not these are young. I mean, 5, 6, 7 years old. They're too young, or even 10 years old, to comprehend really what that means in the sense of, what is this? Why can't we just be kids? I'd be like, let them be kids, and then worry about that with the family teaching them, the parents teaching them education sex when they're a little older to understand and kind of grasp it. Not at 8, 9, 10 years old. That's ridiculous. And that's where government comes in. Oh, we're going to let the schools do this. No, because that makes, all of this has come down to, and yes, because of pop culture is teaching, it's just, I think it comes down to the parents, and they can sit down with their kids and tell them what's up. Be open with them, but you can't let this go like this far. And if they ask, how come my toy doesn't look like this? It's just a toy. If you looked at your Barbie dolls and your Ken dolls, they weren't anatomically correct down below. There was normal. It was just a toy. It didn't have parts. Yeah. So, but you called it Barbie and whatnot. And that's what I'm getting at. It just seems so crazy to get so mad at a toy. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is. And then I knew girls that played with Ken and played with Matchboxes. And I know boys that even play with Barbies. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean they're going to grow up and be funny or anything. That's enough's enough. It's a damn toy.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you brought that up, because there was on Snapchat, on that social media app Snapchat, they have these like news stories and stuff. And there's this one story that one like segment that always pops up, and it's like different like, they cover like different people's lives, like transgenders and stuff like that. And there was a story that popped up, and I got really concerned by this, because it was a story of, I can't remember what the parents are. I don't know if it was like one was a transgender and the other was, I don't even know, because it confused the shit out of me. But the little girl, she's a little girl. She's born a girl. She is a girl. They were literally putting it into her brain that she's transgender because she likes to play with boy toys, and she likes to be more of a boy, as in like she likes sports and stuff like that. When did we get rid of the word tomboy? Because tomboy, that was a thing, when I was a kid, where a tomboy was you were a girl and you liked feminine things and you liked playing with Barbies, but you also liked to wear like boy shorts sometimes and sneakers and go play, boy sports. And it wasn't that big of a deal. It doesn't mean that you're transgender. It just means you're like a tomboy.
Right.
Like I remember that. I went through a stage where I was like, oh, I want to be a tomboy. That's cool. Like I wanted to be a tomboy, but never in my life was I like, oh yeah, I'm a boy. I want to be a boy. I'm a transgender. No, now it's like social media is filling everyone's heads with, if your kid likes to play with boy toys, then they're automatically a transgender. Put them on puberty blockers. I don't know if you see Biden's nominee, that the first transgender of Health and Human Services, and how it's a boy, how he said that like we should put all children on puberty blockers so they can decide what they want to be. No, if your little boy, if your child has a penis, it's a boy. If your child has a vagina, it's a girl. Like, I don't understand. Why are they're literally attacking our children in a way. They're literally going after our children, and they're trying to take away our children's childhood is what I look at it. Why can't we just, it's like, okay, my little cousin, my little boy cousin, when he was younger, he loved the color pink. He loved the pink Power Ranger. Okay. And as he grew older, he grew out of it. Doesn't mean that he wanted to be a girl. He just liked the color pink. But now in today's day and age, if a little boy plays with the pink Power Ranger, they want to be a girl. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't tell me that, but it's just because that's the way it is. I mean, it's literally, they're just brainwashing their own children, and they're just causing more damage in the future.
I have to agree. I was going to say, because that happens. You see it and hear it. And people will say, oh, he must he wants to be a girl because he plays with this. And it's nonsense, or vice versa. In fact, which I thought was interesting, I asked him if he wanted to join because he sent us a message here in chat, is saying that when he was younger, the parents had a time getting him a G.I. Joe because boys don't play with dolls. But G.I. Joe is an action figure, that we use terms to help, form them. I never looked at G.I. Joe as a doll. Yeah. But I didn't play with Barbies, but when I was a kid growing up, I had Star Wars and, something like that. But if I was with one of my cousins who was females and if we were, I didn't care. Oh, Barbie, cool. Whoop-dee. I always go, oh, Barbie's got a cat. You're a child playing, and it does not mean anything what you're going to turn out to be in the future. It doesn't. You're a child playing. Believe it or not, playtime was encouraged when I was a kid in all my schools. When from kindergarten and up, it was encouraged to play because you also use your imagination. You also interacted with each other. You interacted with toys. You interacted with each other as a male, female, but you didn't look at each other as a male, female. Girl, whatever. You just, hey, this is another kid playing with a toy. And that's what's getting me with today's society. It should not be a decision to determine if your child's going to turn out that way just because they like you said, the color pink, or they want to play with a Barbie and they're a boy. So what? It's a freaking toy. Now, if your child's growing up and a teenager and they're dressing in girls' clothes and that's different. They want to be that. That's fine. But not at a young age to make them think they have to be that way. That's what I think was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I do think that's what's going on. They're trying to influence kids to be what they want them to be.
That's exactly what it is. It's almost like it's the more extreme version of parents living through their children. So like stage moms and stuff, and how like stage moms live through their kids. Like they want them to be a singer or an actress because they want to live through their kid. They want to do something that they never got a chance to do. So they want their kid to do it. But that doesn't mean that their kid actually wants to do it. But because it's a parent, they're going to listen to their parent. And in this video that I saw, the mom, I don't even know if it was transgender or if it was, I don't know. It really confused me. But she was sitting there on the bed telling her little girl, like, I can't remember some of the questions, but it was just like she liked to play with like boy toys and stuff like that. And she basically was feeding the little girl lines, like feeding the little girl, like, oh, you like to play with this? That means you're a transgender.
I think it was a couple, and one of them was transgender. And they were talking, yeah, wow.
It's exactly what they're influencing, hardcore influencing these kids to believe and to think and to be what they want them to believe and to think.
Or just really messing with boundaries and identities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a problem with that in the society. And I wanted to go into that with the show because it's kind of important that we start getting it out and get some information out, because it kind of falls in line to a friend of mine who's been on here, John Schmitz, has got a great show going on Facebook called Mouthwash. And he's actually has on Tuesday nights, it's live on Facebook only, and he's got a woman coming on, and she's not, even though she's transgender, but it's not what you think. It's like she supports whatever people want to do and whatnot. And they're trying to bring this out a little bit because of circumstances and problems. And I believe what I'm gathering, because what I read on a couple things with them, is that they don't agree with that pushing it either. You can't, a child's too young to understand that. And if you're pushing it, then you're going to, I think you'll mentally damage that child. I mean, let them grow and decide what they are as they get older, where they can understand the differences. But right now, at 4, 5, 6 years old, let them be kids. Mm-hmm. Let them, if they're playing with a doll, I'm not going to worry. My son played with a doll, and he's growing up, fine young man, girlfriend or whatever, and today's his birthday. And I was going to say here on the show, happy birthday, my son, here live. Today's his birthday. I did mess.
Aw, happy birthday. Woohoo.
Yeah, he's a young man, good job, and does well. And, he doesn't have a child yet himself, but I am a grandpa of my daughter, 10-month-old baby girl. But anyhow, and they're just letting them be kids. I let them be kids. You got to do that. Kids are kids. It's so simple. And you just give them positive influence and raising, and let them decide when they get, older what they want to be, whether, and still love them and support them. I mean, if my kids ever came to me and said, hey, Dad, I'm gay, or I'm cool with that. It's your life, but I'm not going to influence you to be that. And I don't think governments, pop culture and all that should also be influenced to do that. Mm-hmm. They need to be more positive, say you be who you want to be, but right now be a kid. Don't influence it, don't push it. I think that's the question here. I think that's the problem. And I think we got to change that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think you said it really well. It's a lot of influencing and we just need to let them be kids. And it's a lot of different areas of influence. It's the parents that are doing it. It's social media. I mean, you have 7, 8-year-olds that are handed an iPhone. So now they'll go on social media and that's all they see. Mm-hmm. 7, 8-year-old should not be on an iPhone, not be on social media. But unfortunately, that's this generation now. So they're getting a bunch of influence from a bunch of different areas. And we need to go back to just letting them be kids and not filling their brains with things that we want them to think.
I agree. And I would like to be able to, I mean, it is part of that generation, but there's things parents can do if you're going to give your kid an iPhone. You can block a lot of stuff off their phone that they can't access. Will they find it another way? Sure. But you got to do what you can. But that age, just be a kid. Enjoy your life. Have fun with your friends. Go to school, and then when you go from there. I mean, my niece just turned 13 and she's a big social media, loves social media, loves all that stuff. But she's also not in a hurry. I mean, I can't describe it, but she's not jumping into doing stupid things as such. Although I did find out today she's got a boyfriend now. And I'm going, oh my gosh, 13 already talking about boyfriends. It's like, what? And I told her, Grandpa, do we need to go rough him up to make sure he keeps in line or what? She didn't like me saying that. But I don't know. Kids today don't understand how lucky they have it, and let alone understand how, when we grew up, what it was like. And you know what I mean? They need to learn how it was like for us, because maybe then they'd be like, oh, I don't have to listen to Lady Gaga or listen to this actor or whoever to tell me who I'm going to be. They got to feel it for themselves. And I'd rather have a child, if they're getting all this influence, I'd rather have them come to me as a parent, come to us as parents and say, can you explain this to me, Dad, Mom? What is this about? That's where you can sit down with them and say, well, this is what's going on. But I don't know, let them be kids. I mean, come on. Our world's bad enough as it is. We don't need to influence them to do stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. So with that at the moment, how long can you stay on with us? For a little bit, or?
Maybe a little bit longer, but not too much, because I'm very tired.
Because usually we have you on for an hour, and I want to just ask you, because here in a little bit we're going to do a song at the top of the hour, but I wanted to ask you, and getting off the subject a little bit, how have you and your husband been? You guys been doing pretty good?
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. He's actually away in training for a couple weeks. So, but yeah, we've been doing pretty good. Nothing too crazy. Where he's stationed, we don't really have to worry about deployments and stuff right now. So, so that's a very, very big blessing, I think. So especially with the airstrikes and stuff that just happens.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into that in this show as well, Syria, because that's part of some nonsense going on. And I'm going to say this, for those who are tuning in or don't know, Alex's husband is in the service. So our hats off and salute to your husband, and much appreciation that he is in and he cares about this country. They both do. So we're thrilled with that. And I hope he stays safe and he comes home soon for you during training. So we like to catch up with our guests. We haven't been able to talk to you in a while, and I'm so glad you're able to come on this evening. And we can let you go, because I know you're probably pretty busy and whatnot and tired. It's been one of them days.
Yes, it's more just like I'm the type of, I don't think this is ever going to get easier no matter how old I get. But I hate being alone at night. So I don't ever get good sleep when I'm alone at night. So I'm very tired because I did not go to bed at a very good hour at all. So I would stay on as long as you wanted me to.
Well, you know what? We can let you go. I'm sure you're probably tired.
I'd love to. I'm ready to come on anytime that you want to have me. And I'll make sure that the next time I am more well rested.
Well, I wanted to go into that subject with you because I want to get your opinion because of that post you put. And I'm glad we had a good conversation, and you are very insightful. And a lot in chat they were saying, yeah, I mean, you're really hitting it out there. And we definitely appreciate you coming on and being so knowledgeable, especially at your age, and knowing what's going on in the world is really good and awesome.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
You have a sideshow with Ram TV too, correct?
Not right now, I don't think. I do want to have my own podcast and stuff that I'll be doing hopefully soon. You got to get all of
right.
stuff, together and everything. But it's definitely a goal of mine for this year. And yeah, I'm just still building my platforms and everything. And I will always come on here because it's always so fun. And it's not like as like stiff, like you have to be a certain way. Like I'm very relaxed coming on here. It's always so fun to kind
of that's nice.
Let loose and just enjoy. I really enjoy talking with you guys a lot. So
we enjoy having you on, and we don't put restrictions on what people have to wear or dress, just as long as you're dressed.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And we love having our guests on, and we love having returning guests because we like keeping up and keeping in touch. And we do follow you, and we'll drop her information into chat so people can check you out, follow you, and whatnot. We'll drop your links from Twitter and whatnot. And again, you're always welcome to come on. We love having you on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll come on whenever you guys want me to. It's always so fun. I don't really do a lot of, I'm not at that stage yet where Fox News and stuff is like knocking at my door, but I will always come on your show forever whenever
you'll remember us when you're famous.
Yeah.
More famous.
If I get famous.
Yes, don't forget us.
When?
If that happens, I will still come on your show.
And if we continue to keep getting famous and more, we won't forget you either. We'll always have you on whenever you want.
Yes, please do, because it's always so fun to come on here. I always enjoy it, and I just find myself rambling sometimes on here, but sometimes it's good. I feel like because I always stick to like a certain thing on my social media and everything, but sometimes it's nice to just kind of go out a little bit more and ramble a little bit more. So,
hey, I ramble.
I actually do a show on 5x5 who is someone who supports PSB. And so on her channel, I do an hour show and I often play your stuff. So thank you so much. Because I really, for a while, I think you slowed down on making some content and videos, but you've been making them and I've been playing them like weekly because I love it.
Yeah, I went through a little bit of a hard patch in January. And then a couple weeks ago, I got sick. It wasn't COVID. I don't even think it was the flu. I think it was just a regular cold. We still get those.
Oh my gosh.
We still get the common cold. But so I had to I couldn't really make videos, but yeah, after that, I've just been banging out videos, and I'm just doing it because I do my videos because number one, it's an outlet for me because, for example, today when I woke up this morning and I was so frustrated with all the stuff that was happening this week, and I just kind of let it all out. So it's I do it for me to let off some steam, but then I also do it for others to, open some minds or educate some people, or just to be relatable to other people that don't have the platform to speak on the views that they share with me. So I'll continue to make my videos, and obviously I want it to get to a point where I can make a career out of it. But I'm doing this all by myself. I don't have those connections that other people might have, to get on Fox News and all that stuff. So I'm happy being on shows like this because I know it still gives me exposure, but at the same time, it's just allowing another outlet for me to for people to hear my voice and everything. And I just enjoy talking with other like-minded individuals. So,
Alex, are you on Gab, Parler, or Telegram?
I am on Telegram at Living Life Like Alex, and it's one word. And then I created a Gab account a couple months ago, when everyone was doing it, but because there was so much traffic, it wouldn't even let me upload a profile picture. So I haven't posted anything on there yet because I don't have a profile picture, and I feel weird posting stuff without a profile picture. So there's that. And I do have a Parler, but I can't remember my username. I'd have to let you guys know because Parler's been gone for a while, so I haven't really remembered my username.
They're supposed to be coming back, just so you know. I don't know where exactly, but they are supposed to be coming back, Parler. But I haven't used my Gab in forever, and I need to get back on there because people have been asking, where you at? So yeah, but definitely, I just dropped your Twitter link in, and that's what I was trying to do is find you on the other one, and I couldn't find you on the one. But we got your Twitter link in, and everybody check her out. She's got some great videos on there. I love your little rants. I mean, they crack me up. I smile every time. And I like and share some of them. I'm like, you got to check her out. She's she really puts it out there. A lot of info, a lot of good stuff, and a lot of rants, which is good, when you think about it.
I've been posting my rants on I do have a YouTube that I've been trying to build, and it's so funny. I just recently hit over 1,000 subscribers, and people are probably like 1,000? That's amateur. But like for me, I'm like, YouTube, yes, let's get it going. I hit over 1,000. It's great. And I've actually been starting to gain some traction. I post all of my videos on YouTube too, just in case if there's people that don't have Instagram or something like that. My YouTube is also Living Life Like Alex, one word. But they can also just type in my name, Alexandra Lains, in the search bar, and I'll pop up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's hard work, but at the same time, it's not, because I enjoy it. I wake up, I just like unleash my thoughts for the day and then post it, and then people go crazy.
Well, I had, when we first met you, we, because you did music, and we posted your videos, and I do have those, and you did some phenomenal. I love it. I mean, I stare. And you did that when you were 19, right? 19 or 20?
I was 20. I was actually 20. Well, I've been doing music for years, but that one music video, I believe I was 21.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and drop that link, the YouTube link, in for everybody. I got it, and I like it. And, I'm jealous because I'm only at 81 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to that 1,000 so we can live stream on there. And yeah, that's crazy. So everybody, I just dropped the link into chat, her YouTube channel, and you can check it out. And you had another one, and she has great videos that we've aired on here. Great songs. I hope and I had said we got to get you on here to play for us sometime.
Yes, but you'll have to actually let me know when, so I'm prepared, because every time I've noticed, this has been a common theme. Every time I come on this show, it's always like the same day. like one will text me and be like, can you go on the Patriots soapbox? I'm like, tonight? And I'm like, okay. But it's like a couple hours away, and I'm just like, okay, well, can't sing today. But you'll have to let me know when. Like, we'll actually dedicate an episode. Well, maybe not a whole episode, but we'll dedicate a portion of the episode to music.
Yes.
I'm totally down for that. So
yes, we want to hear anything new and then play, because if any of you don't know it, she plays guitar. She's wonderful. We might drop the link to that video during the show later, because you guys will love it. It's so professional.
Chris does have a Sunday show on PSB in the afternoon, Alex. So
yeah. Okay.
From 2 to 4 on Sundays. That could be a good outlet, because it's a little lighter. I don't get as direct of hatred. Yeah. The kids are probably up. So like tonight, I always joke, say, put the kids to sleep, because in this next segments of our show tonight, I'm going to be ripping into our foolish administration and a few other things. I love lighting up. Mm-hmm. So, but I dropped your links, both of them. Everybody check them out. She is got a good page there. You have, you've got 1,039 subscribers so far, climbing there. I'm jealous.
I don't even know where it's coming from. I think there's another YouTube channel that takes my videos from TikTok and posts them on his channel, and he's got like over 100,000 subscribers, and then they'll research me and they'll find me, and then I think that's where it's been coming from recently, because I don't even know where else it would be coming from. So I just think that's really awesome. But
yeah, you got some good videos posted here that I haven't seen yet. So
yeah, you have to catch up.
Yeah, Big Yellow Taxi. You got some other videos. So yeah, everybody go over and check it out. She's got some good ones down here, and in some of these you look so different.
Yeah, well, I used to have blonde hair. This is my natural. I am a natural brunette, but I used to have like blonde highlights and stuff, and I look like a completely different person. I also look like a completely different person when I'm tan too. I have a bunch of different personas. So.
Oh, because I was also looking through, and when you put your name in, a lot of your videos and stuff pop up from like all across the board, as well as your page. So you're really putting out, and your name comes up along with our show on some of the episodes we've had.
Yes, I noticed that. That's a good thing.
Episode 22, we had you on there. Yep, with indie news, and so that one was a good one. That's one where we're talking. I think that one we played your video on. So yeah, everybody check it out. Alex, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you so much, and we will have you back on soon and playing some music for us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good night.
You too. And
you too.
You said hi and all that good stuff.
Absolutely, will do. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
She is so awesome, isn't she, Sunny?
I love her. Yep. I love her content and just young and wise. I like it.
Yeah, especially for her age. That's what's so cool. And that's what I like to see because she's our next generation, so, and chat seems to like her and stuff. So, Sunny, do you have her song for the top of the hour? It's a little after the top of the hour, but do you have a song for us?
I do. Okay.
Well, let's play that because we're going to go into some fun things tonight.
Maniacal laugh.
Yes.
Here we go.
What's going on, y'all? In honor of Coca-Cola, I have written a brand new song for you called Be Less White. That's right. The pamphlet that's going around Coca-Cola to all their employees right now, if you hadn't been paying attention, is how to be less white. All the reasons white people are bad. At some point, I'm just like, damn. The hatred is real. Can you imagine if we released a pamphlet called Be Less Black? Can you imagine if Coca-Cola did that? What would happen? Y'all, I'm from Mississippi. I don't care who you are, what walk of life you come from. You come down here and have a beer with me anytime. But this is getting comical. It's getting ridiculous. At a certain point, I think in America, we just need to be less stupid. That's what we need to be. Hope y'all like this song. Be proud of who you are, no matter where you came from. In the meantime, we need to be less white. Coca-Cola's done lost their dadgum minds. Yeah, the white guilt's hitting pretty hard this time. I thought I'd seen it all, but as it turns out, I have to change my skin to live this one down. We gotta be less white, be less white. This liberals gone wild and they lost their minds. We gotta be less white, be less white. Now I'm switching to Pepsi and it's all alright. They said to be less white is to be less oppressive, be less certain and less defensive, be less arrogant, try to actually listen. Well, Coke ain't getting served in my kitchen. Be less white, hell, be less white. This liberals gone wild and they lost their minds. We gotta be less white, be less white. Now I'm switching to Pepsi and it's all alright. Well, I got something for your little online training class. Take your little pamphlet and stick it right back up your ass. While I try to be less white, be less white. It's liberals gone wild and they lost their minds. We gotta be less white, be less white. Now I'm switching to Pepsi and it's all alright. God bless y'all. Be sure to subscribe. That might even end up being the new theme song over at Pepsi. I don't think the boys at Coca-Cola are going to like it much, but over at Pepsi, you can have it if you want it. Hey, it's a good thing all that snow thawed out last week. It's getting way too white around here. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Y'all be good.
That is pretty good.
That was Buddy Brown. Woohoo!
I like that. That was really good. Oh my gosh! I just saved that into my nice little library here. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay. Anyhow, I dropped our links into chat of our channels, and we're also on Instagram, but and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. Like, follow, share, please, and help us get to 1,000 so we can live stream PSP and put some good, continue these great programming of all our shows on here, so you can check us out. And I also put a poll up onto YouTube today, and I thought it was kind of funny because I put, what would you like to see in season 2? We are rolling on season 2 of being here at PSP. I'm looking forward to it next month. As I'm gonna got some new openings for it, and also working on It'll be a temporary opening because we got some songs from my own band that we're putting in there. And we're going to have some fun in season 2. We're going to ramp it up and really run through there with some good stuff. So on there, I put things, what would you like to see? Politics, more, so that means UFOs, whatnot. And UFOs is winning in that tag. But then I put something that I thought was interesting. I asked, what would you like to see as a guest on our show? Retweet and make your own comment. And I had Joe Biden, AOC, and other. Nobody's voting for Jill, but I'm getting AOC and other votes on that one. I thought it was kind of funny because, yeah, it just makes you go, you know, those things that make you go, But I had to share this. I did this a long time ago with this picture, long before I was on PSP. And because I took a picture somebody else did and changed the faces with Obama and Hillary. Well, I'm going to share this today with y'all because I thought this was pretty appropriate to things that are going on currently. And this fits the bill pretty good, I think. What do you think? Please put your kids in bed. This fits the bill pretty good. I had him up here and Hillary here, and I just had to, Photoshop our boy in there. And guess what? That is pretty much what's going on, don't you think? I think so. I mean, think about this for a minute, because here's another one that was done, and I love this artist. He did this, and look who's controlling it.
Branko, I wonder if he's out of Minnesota. Maybe not, but that's the first time. That's where I saw him first, Branko.
Yeah, great. I love these guys who just, man, they just really rip into these fools we have sitting in offices and whatnot. And I crack up when I see it because it absolutely makes me go, and I made something out. I actually said something that makes a little sense, and I'll go into that shortly. But did anybody out there at all catch on to this? And I love Chicks on the Right, a local talk show. They're great, and they posted this story. And what I found about this, I thought was interesting, was that Biden makes an embarrassing, I was going to say mistakes as he speaks when he's trying to say the word eager. Okay, he's trying to say the word eager, but can you imagine if Donald Trump had said what he said? What would have happened? Now, does anybody know where I'm going with this or knows exactly what I'm about to show you? Okay. Oh, and we're going to go into something about that too with that. But he gets out there, this fool, and I don't know if anybody saw this. What's that chat? Pepsi makes you less white. Wow. Anyhow, so if you did not see this, okay, he's trying to say the word eager, and I'm going, let's just listen.
Speaking of which, blanket statements that are wildly offensive. No one's paying attention to this, and I think I know why. It's time for This Week in Biden.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And we have the second clip of this, right? The
yes,
slow. Okay.
I have the slow.
Yeah. You may have missed this.
Okay.
Did you watch this clip yet?
I have not.
Now, I did get permission to play. This is fun. It's only a couple minutes, but you got to pay attention to what Biden gets ready to say. And he's trying to say eager. Keep that in mind.
All right.
I was going to be surprised.
Hold on to your butts. This was Joe Biden in a recent test, but just watch the clip.
Look, the range of challenges Europe and the United States must take on together is broad and complex. And I'm eager to hear next.
What the?
Oh. Okay, did you catch that, Sonny?
Yep. I saw the clip before, but yes.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Here we go. Because they'll play it. Listen closely.
Oh, he just dropped an N-bomb.
Yeah, hold on a second. I know what you're going to say. Not a word whisker, but it's a bad whisker. Just in case for those who missed it.
Nigger here next. Nigger here.
He said the N-word. Trying to say eager. I wanted
He's been gaffing and short-circuiting a lot lately. He really has. It won't be long. In fact, I pulled up an article that Big Leaks Politics, and the headline is Secret Service members confirm that Joe Biden's mental faculties are indeed in bad shape, Dan Bongino says.
This has been saying how long during the darn race? He was sitting there, he was showing it all along, and they still put him in.
Oh, hey, did you see how Time Time on Twitter dropped a tweet about how Joe is, oh gosh, how did they word it? They talked about Alzheimer's, and he wants to do warp speed Alzheimer's because he's so concerned about people with Alzheimer's.
Does he not?
You just can't make it up.
No, you can't make this crap up. I'm not going to ask you, Sonny. Okay, if I was Jill, if I really loved my husband and knowing what they're doing to him, wouldn't you be livid if you realize the party is not only abusing him, but it's like they're mistreating him?
Wait, are you talking about Jill, his his wife, his handler wife? Oops.
Yeah.
The one that put hearts, the one that loves, the one that put hearts on the White House grounds. That loving wife?
If I was I wouldn't want him to be so abused like that by the party if I gave a rat's butt. Apparently she don't. You cannot miss this. I would love to be the fly on the wall in that Oval Office, and hearing them say, "You're an idiot, Joe." I mean, come on, face it. You know what I mean? I would love to be. And now they're the Democrats who put him in. Okay. The Democrats who put him in are asking him to surrender the keys on the nuclear launches now.
Yes, that too has been going on. Kamala must be getting ready to step in, huh?
Well, she's been doing all the phone calls and answering everything behind the scenes, so she's getting ready. Surrender the launches. What's he going to do? What is this button for? Okay. They want him to give up, do this. So this has got to make you stop and think that they must realize this is a mistake. But why put him in? If you stop and think, why put him in there? If you all of a sudden going to recall, you want him to give out these codes, he's an idiot. It has to be the stepping stone for the hoe. It has to be.
Because she wasn't popular enough to get in there? I don't know. Because she had such low ratings.
Yeah, I don't know
why they would use him.
If Obama is in the background, is there something going on?
Still, couldn't he have pulled her strings if that's what's going on?
See, it's a lot of what ifs. It's a lot of questions. I mean, the House Democrats have asked Biden to give up his the authority to launch nuclear weapons in action, which he currently has sole authority to do. The Representative Jimmy Pineda spearheaded the Monday letter, which was signed by nearly 36 Democrats. These are the Democrats who, went after everything. And then vesting one person with this authority emails really risk. The letter reads, past presidents have threatened to attack our countries with nuclear weapons or exhibit behavior that caused other officials to express concern about the president's judgment. While any president would presumably consult with advisors before ordering a strike, there is no requirements to do so. Get this. Now, he just did today bombing on Syria. The letter says, according to the report, the military is obligated to carry out the order if they assess it is legal under the laws of war. Under the current posture of U.S. nuclear forces, the attacks would happen in minutes. Okay? They're not obligated, but this is just telling you. The letter suggests alternative plans, such as requiring the president to go get approval from launch order from other officials. This includes the VP and the Speaker of the House, So this is absolutely asinine. Okay, they're going to ask him to remove it. I'm all for that. Why not just remove him from office? Is this going to be a cry out for the American people to say we want him removed from office? Is there something?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I hope we find out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of makes me wonder, what is the deal here? Because he's just getting nuts. And then did anybody see that Majority Taylor Greene Congresswoman put up front of her door, there are two genders, male and female?
Yeah, she rocks. Oh my gosh. Did you see the TikTok?
Face.
I think it was a TikTok or a video of her doing pull-ups in her door of her office. Man, she's got muscles too.
I just think that's kind of funny. I mean, because right across the hall is a congresswoman that has a transgender child. Are they being babies to each other now? Are they acting stupid with each other? I mean, what's more? What are they doing? they're not taking care of the country. They're worried about each other's feelings right now. After all the nonsense that they caused. Okay, are we catching on yet? Now, I am so tickled. I don't know if anybody else is. I am tickled at the fact that they asked for President Trump to, the court wants his taxes. I'm going to tell you why. And correct me if I'm wrong, chat, correct me here. So he was it million-page report, whatever, that gives his taxes up. Do you see the irony that's getting ready to happen because of that? Here it is.
Yes.
Okay, they were so desperate. We want him to give up his taxes. We're more worried about taxes. On the other hand, and that's worse, what is the left hand doing that's hiding what the right hand is doing, distracting you from what's going on? But if I was Trump, I'd be like, here, I don't care. Here's my taxes. Because now, what's funny about this, you lefties, you're so worried about Trump's taxes being released instead of Joe Biden's bombing of Syria or any other mishappenings and what's really going on. So guess what? You're distracting the sheep and whatnot. Now you ignorant piece of crap fools in that office just open Pandora's box, because now you have to show your taxes. I'll guarantee you that's going to come out. Pelosi, every one of you, Schumer, Romney, McConnell, every last Cheney, every last one of you piece of crap is going to start having to show your taxes. Oh, Hillary, Obama, you just opened Pandora's box. You just literally fell into his hands. Correct me if I'm wrong there, chat. Everybody, am I right? Guess what? Time to expose them all, correct? Sonny?
I hope so. I hope they all get audited and exposed.
It's time. I don't think they're using this. We know they don't, but you just wanted him to release his taxes. He literally now can go, your turn. And they'll have to, when they, especially if the court says, you know what, he's right. Time to do that. You get what I'm getting at?
Yepper. Yep.
I cannot wait. Okay, I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. So I absolutely cannot wait on that, and I hope it happens. Trade tax forms with these cheap. Yeah, let's start draining the swamp fully. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't care about Trump's taxes. I don't give a rat's ass about them at all. I was more concerned about our country, what's going on and whatnot. We're going to waste our time and do a more witch hunt. This is all it is. We're going to continue to witch hunt our president, Trump, and I'm going to still call him president until I'm buried in that ground, and sit there and say, you're going to go after his taxes, and you're more worried about that than you're worried about what's going on in the world, our country. You got an idiot in the office now. You're more worried about his taxes. Look out, dumbasses. Time to give up your taxes, because it's high time you guys start playing the rules if you're going to make him play. And I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Yep.
I mean, I'm all for it. So
it's got to be done.
Yes, it does. Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, my favorite segment of all that I like to throw out here and say is, Sonny,
what's grinding your gears?
We touched on it a little bit with our guest tonight, and I'm still living at this crap because I'm tired of going back to the Obama era. But this literally, I sit here and I say this because this fool of fools is a pedo himself, so I understand why he wants to do this. He cancels the Operation Talon, the program that targeted sex offenders living in the U.S. illegally. Why in the hell would you do that? This is a very vitally important operation, and they have been nailing sex offenders left and right. It's been all over the news. They're getting them. This jackass has said, he's made it clear that his number one mission as the fool in office is to undo everything that Trump administration accomplished over the last 4 years. And his newest cancellation does not make sense. His administration recently canceled Operation Talon, which is an administration Trump put in the program aimed at removing convicted sex offenders living in the United States illegally. Though this program seems to be something everyone should support, it clearly isn't. Why would anyone want sex offenders to remain in the country? These are illegals. There's another branch of child trafficking and sex offenders. These are illegals that are doing it. Okay? You just canceled that program? I wonder why. Oh, maybe it's because you and your son's a frickin' pedo yourselves, you piece of craps. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson joined a coalition of 18 state attorney generals to urge him to reverse it. So now I've got to ask, how many of these fools are involved in child trafficking? They encouraged it. We're working hard to fight human trafficking and sex crimes in South Carolina, allowing convicted sex offenders who are here illegally to remain in our country makes absolutely no sense, Wilson said. These trafficking and sex crimes are repugnant to human decency generally and in children specifically. The letter directed to Biden, the Department of Homeland Security, I can never pronounce his name, Measure Costs, and acting director of ICE, Johnson, pointed out the problems with the cancellation. The Attorney General argued that the canceling of Operation Talon could encourage sex predators to attack. Duh! The U.S. population of illegal immigrants included a disturbingly large number of criminals with prior convictions of sexual crimes. The letter reads, according to data collected by Syracuse University's Transitional Records Access Clearinghouse, during the period from October 14 to May 18, ICE arrested 19,000 illegal aliens with criminal convictions for whom the most serious prior convictions was convicted for sex-related offenses. Look at that number, okay? Almost 20,000. Meanwhile, and this is up to 2018. We know, and he's probably arrested more since. Meanwhile, a number of illegal aliens are entering the U.S. states after being previously convicted of sexual offenses. He just opened the borders. It continues. The cancellation of Talon effectively broadcasts to the world that the United States is now sanctuary and jurisdiction for sexual predators. This message creates a perverse incentive for foreign sexual predators to seek to enter the United States illegally, assault more victims, both in the process of unlawful migration and others after they arrive. We know what's going to happen. We can see the writing on the frickin' wall. I ask again, are some of these House senators that urged this to happen involved with child sex trafficking?
Interesting thoughts.
I'm very upset at this. And it's because we cannot allow this nonsense to continue to happen in our country. And first, he opens the borders. Well, screw it. They're going to come back in regardless now. Illegally, legally. Does that make sense? You know, hey, they opened it. Let's come in. Oh, I'm a sex offender. I'm going to find another victim. I'm not going to get deported as easily because he canceled Talon. And if I was part of that team, I'd be saying, screw you, Joe. We're going to continue to go after these offenders. And while we're at it, let's look into you and your freaking son. I cannot. We're watching the evil unfold before our eyes. And that is grinding my gears.
Makes sense.
I don't know what to think. We are having more issues than we need to be having.
Let's add that President Trump did more for trafficking victims than any other president in our lifetime.
Yep. Now, if anybody remembers, in New York City, they had the medical ship off the edge of the coast at one time, and people weren't sure what was going on. They were rescuing children from underground trafficking and they were safely aboard that ship. They were doing so much to try to stop it, and they were really doing it. And now he wants to cancel it. I think if I was sitting in the senator up there, and I'm obviously against all this, and I hear him doing that, and I hear others wanting him to put an end to it, I think I'd want to reach across the floor there and wring somebody's neck. Why would you want to stop this program, to allow it to continue and allow this to happen, and allow illegal immigrants to continue to do sex crimes and act like you're not going to do anything about it? Why would you do this? I really think these jobs are trying to ruin the world, ruin our country, bring us down.
Yep. Agreed.
I can't stand it. And it just makes me sick.
Hey, on a better note, I just saw posted a couple hours ago is Eeks. Let me let's see. You know who Scott Pressler is, right? He calls himself the Persistent on Twitter. This is the coolest gosh darn moment of my life. None of this would have been possible without you. Mom and Dad are here at my table. I couldn't be more proud son. He just received the Ronald Reagan Award at CPAC. He deserves it.
Yeah, I heard they were doing that. Do you have the article?
It's not an article, it's just a post. And that's all it says, is he just is really, it's the coolest gosh darn moment of my life. I just received the Ronald Reagan Award.
It is neat.
Yeah.
You know, and the high kudos. When people receive medals and awards for genuine things, it's awesome. Didn't Biden, Obama, I don't know what the hell you want to call a freaking dumbass, bummer, give out awards just for shits and giggles, medals and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
This is an interesting post by Emerald Robinson. Do you know who that is? She writes for Newsmax, White House correspondent.
Yeah.
She says, she posted, conservatives must understand the conservative intellectual movement in America didn't just fail. It aided and abetted the left for money. The left bought off the right's think tanks. Why don't we have big tech reform? Google donated to at Heritage, NRO, and AEI, and CPAC. Woo, smoke.
Woo. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Have you checked out CPAC at all today? Did you catch any of the speeches?
I was going through looking at some things in between stuff, and I actually was, so we were going to try to do some kind of live link with them or something. I don't know what's going on yet, but we're CPAC looks pretty interesting. It's got some pretty good stuff going on there from what I could tell. So I'm checking it out more so.
Well, Savvy is there with Juan, I think. Yeah. Juan has a booth.
Yeah, they did. They interviewed Kevin Sorbo, a lot of people. They did great interviews on Savvy, the Savvy Truths page. You can see the photos and interviews. Keith Sanders was there. He's been on our show. He's the one that people go like, oh no, because he's not, he's on the fence. And I like that. But he's been on our show, and they did good interviews. And in fact, before our show tonight, Juan was talking for a little bit. And Alex wasn't there, but I would have liked to have been there just to, because I like Kevin Sorbo. If you get on Twitter and follow him, he's so for Trump and so against the bullcrap. And I share his tweets and follow. I actually am trying to see if we can get him on our show. I mean, I'm working on some neat guests for season 2. So a neat thing. So yeah, we're going to have some interesting guests. I think we can get a few of them that I've been talking to.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know when, we'll see what happens. I'm tickled about the idea. I think we can get some really good guests. I want to see, we're going to make season 2 is going to launch off really good, really neat. We're going to have some cool stuff. We'll get into other things, not just politics, but we'll get into UFOs. We'll get into, I'm even, because I was going to do it a couple months ago, I don't remember if it's sunny, but I wanted to show you how to beat credit collection companies, because I've beaten one and I've gotten beaten to the point that they have a court order that can never bother me again. And and how they cheat you on your credit. I'm going to teach you how to beat them. I'm going to show you. I'll even use my own at the time credit report, blocking out a few things, of course, but except for the collection agency and what they do to screw people. And the judge was not only, and I can say this, he was so impressed with how I presented it and proved what they do, and he nailed them to the wall and canceled everything they try to do. They can no longer bother me. And IU is a company that uses them. It's IMC Credit is who they are. And IU uses them, and they actually are stopping using them. I told them, if you ever send them on me for a bill, you'll never get your money. And they don't use them, at least on me. But they're working on it, and I am actually working with a senator to see if we can put a legislation to help put an end to some stuff here in Indiana when it comes to collection agencies, because they do screw you. Trust me. And so yeah, we're gonna have some fun stuff coming up in season 2. I think we'll get a kick out of it, Sonny.
Cool beans. Remember that scene?
Yeah, I heard that term in years. Although I did hear it the other day from a lady at the store, at the shop. She was cracking me up because they were looking for something. She was like, "Yeah, we'll come back. It's cool beans." And I'm going, "Man, I heard that." Oh wow. But yeah, my buddy's shop. But yeah. So we are going to have a lot of fun, and I hope you all want to stay tuned and keep enjoying our show and following and sharing. That's why I want you to jump over to our YouTube channel, like, share, follow, subscribe, so we can get to that 1,000. I'm going to be doing an airing this coming weekend. We are going to be at what's called the Last Con on Earth. And we're doing, I'm going to be doing some interviews with, I always forget his name, but he's the Blue Ranger from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He's going to be there. And one of the other ones as well, and Cemetery and some others. It's going to be a fun day. And also that day, I'm a PC and we're voting for our new chair. And they're already trying to stack it to put a state member in. And we got a show coming up about that because the state is trying to stack our county chair with their people, and they're trying to screw the two that we want to try to push through to get in there. So we're pushing PCs to show up and vote. It's getting interesting. So we've got a lot of fun stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think you all out there will like it, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. What I'm planning, Sonny, I think you'll like it too. I hope you keep riding on the ride.
Well, I'll do my best. I certainly will try.
So what do you have next for us, Sonny? Well, I am looking at, I'm trying to see if I want to do which one of these two I want to do. So what are you looking at?
I'm going to pull this one, and I'm going to grab the share and show this Biden video if I can. Did it grab the right screen?
Yeah, you're on share. You're on the share screen.
Okay. This Biden video.
I think he was getting on a plane. He told me he came in to see me last event. And Representatives Shirley Jackson Lee, Al Green, Sylvia Garcia, Lizzie Pinelli, Pinell, and what am I doing here? I'm going to lose track here. And Mayor Turner, Judge Hidalgo, thank you all for welcoming us. And Jill and I wanted to visit Texas today for a couple of reasons. First and foremost,
interesting, huh?
He went to Texas a little late, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
And let me throw this out at you, the thought. This out was shot in the dark here. Why did BLM and Antifa disappear? Are they stopped getting paid now?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're still rioting in Washington, though, aren't they?
You heard so much about them, and then now you barely
do. The state of Washington, I think.
Yeah, and I'm going to I got flagged for this, but it didn't get removed. I got flagged, but it did not get removed. They put that fact checker. This is partially inappropriate, wrong, and all this other good crap. Do you see what I see?
Yeah, I do think she was in her 20s when that happened.
Okay,
she's only like 8 years younger than him, I think.
Yeah, that's what I question. Since she was 15, now
she does look really young in that picture, though.
They did meet when she was younger.
Yeah, I thought so too. I don't think
they really got serious. She's a little older. I think this is what they're trying to say. This is not, this is what it says. False information checked by independent fact checkers. Yeah, your own fact checkers technically means censorshipers. But yeah, I put this out. I thought this was interesting, and I did see some things about it, and before, and I tried to research this down, and I keep coming back. This photo comes up all over the place, but I saw one where they said she was actually 18 in this picture. But I think what they're trying to say is false. But still, the point of the fact, and he was in his 30s. It does make you go, did he? So if anybody out there can help figure this out for me, let's make sure. But you know me, I can't stand the fool, and this one surprised me if this was actually true. If she was true at 15 in that picture. Were they from Kentucky? Sorry. Family. Did I go there? Whoops. I don't hold back, do I, Sonny, at times and some things, but I'm just saying it makes you wonder. So if anybody out there in chat can figure it out, if that is true of the age, let me know. Or if you have a link to what it really is, please send it over. I would appreciate that. And you can reach us at yourvoiceyourcall@yahoo.com, all one word. Send me your messages, ideas. You can directly message us on Twitter, and send over your information. I love it. I would love to see what you have in mind, show ideas, things, and yada, yada, yada. Appreciate it. All right. So let's see.
Or I feel like we've been ignoring chat a little bit.
Well, I actually call it let her rip, Chris. Those who have followed the show know I love ripping into him and ripping into things. No way that the president. I mean, I've been here and there commenting with him when you were showing stuff and talking. There's no way he's the president. Let's see. China paid to use Texas as an experiment. I still believe that something else is going on with the power outage down there. So what do you think, chat? Let's see. I'm going back through some others. I can only go so far. I wish it would let me go all the way. Okay. D. Landry, hello. Thanks for joining on the show tonight. Yes, you do pop it every once in a while. I love it. We do. We were dropping our links earlier. I'll drop them again. I would love it if anybody would appreciate it if you'd go over there and like, follow, share, subscribe, so we can live stream the show on our page, please. Let's see. What do you think? There's something you see anything standing out?
I had something and now I know. I pulled it over here. So OAN announced Lewandowski to had new soon to be formed super PAC. Corey Lewandowski. There we go.
Corey, okay.
Yeah. President Trump is reportedly seeking to start a new political action committee headed by longtime ally. Yep. Report said the 45th president has chosen political advisor and aide Corey Lewandowski to head the yet to be formed super PAC. This came after a meeting on Thursday at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. That's good.
Yeah, I knew they're looking to do it at another party, and that we saw that today. They had a video of at the convention he's going to be at tomorrow. I'm looking forward to. He had they're carrying looked like a statue of him into the room. Of course, I saw people attacking that, going, "Oh, they're worshiping the golden idol," and getting real stupid. And I'm like, really, people? They're just carrying a freaking statue. You really going to take it that far and call it a golden idol, and they're going to bow down to it or some crap? Give me a freaking break, Trump haters. So I can't fathom this crap. It's like, really, just because they're carrying it, you think you're going to sit there and bow and worship the damn thing? Shits. Oh.
Hey, here's another. Here's another good news, Chris. Big league politics. Wikipedia's founder is creating new free speech competitor website citing leftist domination. So Larry Sanger is the original creator of Wikipedia, and the man who originally created online encyclopedia Wikipedia is pledging to create a new platform to replace it, citing Wikipedia's left-wing bias. So he's creating Encyclosphere as a networked aggregation of existing and new encyclopedia content. Cool. Huh. Good.
Yeah. Different. I mean, I don't use Wikipedia as source, but that's different. That's a little different.
Well, and so many people, and I did too, I thought Wikipedia was, more accurate than it is, but apparently not.
Well, I'm never there because you can change them. You can go
right.
That's why I don't 100% use that as source, but it can give you like a breadcrumb maybe, and you can do some research. But yeah, I just
right.
Sons of Liberty put in there Biden born 1942 and so-called Dr. Jill was born 1951, 9 years between them. I appreciate that because if they're really what their age, okay, great. I still think it's funny, but yeah. Someone put here, Biden doesn't take golf up either. Doesn't take golf. If you're talking about Biden, I don't think he would understand what to do if he did try to play golf. I don't think he'd know what he has to do. I think he'd just sit there and stare at the ball.
Did you see second former Andrew Cuomo aide accuses disgraced governor of sexual harassment? I'm laughing because of the Cuomo part, and I'm thinking of Indy.
I wish he was here tonight. He'll be next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss him. But good. I'm glad he's on vacation.
He needs a break. He needs a break. Maybe he'll find some good stories while he's on vacation.
But he did get accused by a second former aide of sexual harassment. So he's going down, I think. You think he's going to go down?
Do I think he'll go down? I hope so.
Between that and the COVID scandal.
I'm gonna tell you something, and
let it rip.
You love opening that door on me, don't you? This absolutely is this is a straight point. Here it is. Herd immunity, total bullshit. Dems use a seasonal virus migration to shut down Trump's economy and rig, then steal the election. But Sweden didn't shut down, and they're fine. They used all this.
Yeah.
Herd immunity. Think about this, people. Think about this. And they use a seasonal virus migration to shut down Trump's economy and rig, then steal the election. And Sweden didn't do anything. It didn't shut down, and they're fine. Yes, and that's the truth. Did you not, is not anybody paying attention to what's going on around the world on that? Believe it or not, other countries were fine. Not all, but other countries were fine. Gee. And I've said it before. Sonny, what's the best way to control a populace?
They're doing their best to control us, aren't they?
One word sums it up. What's the best way to control the populace? Chat, everybody out there, down to our last 5 minutes. What's the best way to control the populace? Fear.
I'm not okay. I'm like, all these things are popping in my head and wasn't sure where you're going.
Fear. If you can,
that sums it up.
Do what you want, you're going to be. Oh, yes, everybody. Well, we got to lit it up. Fear, 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 fear. Absolutely.
Oh yes,
it's true. That's the best way. And they try. And here's falsely. You know how that's how I pronounce it, and that's how I'm going to stick to it. It's coming out. We might be wearing masks into 2022. You can shove that bullshit up your ass, falsely. We're not wearing nothing into 2022. We're going to live our lives like we should, right? Shove it. Oh, damn!
Right.
People don't say that. Some people, I think our viewers do, and it's absolutely where I'm going with it, because we need to be able to stop being scared of everything and tell them enough is enough, right?
Right.
I'm all for it. Well, down to 4 minutes, and the next show is getting ready to come up. I'm looking forward to Thumper will be on here momentarily with Hyperdrive. Oh, I love his shows. He's been putting some good stuff out there. Oh, hey, I see him coming in. And I like that background you got behind you there, Thumper. Nice background. I'm sure he's got a good show lined up for us. I almost bet on it. Thumper, what do you got lined up coming up? If you want to tell us, or you want to leave us in suspense.
Now that I'm not at Crater Lake anymore, and I'm actually, sitting at the proper backdrop.
I like the backdrop you had. Go ahead.
It's Crater Lake. The aliens hide there. I don't want to give away their hiding location.
One of many, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, looking at a couple of things tonight. There's been a rash of earthquakes in Seattle, the north part of the Seattle and Puget Sound, and then there's also been an incredible rash of earthquakes going up the Aleutian Islands all the way up to Fairbanks, Alaska, which is, it's just littered with recent earthquakes through that area. It follows all the way along the Aleutians, all the way up to Fairbanks. We're kind of looking at that. And then I've got this interesting list of all the different FEMA camps that have supposedly been built or are standing by for whatever reason, along with the executive orders that support the idea of what these FEMA camps had been intended for. So that's kind of what we're looking at tonight. So
yeah, you're getting to a good subject there, Thumper. Oh, we really appreciate it. We'll see what's going on there. And wow, hey, I didn't know you're having earthquakes. I thought you were going to say we had a rash of more stupidity going on, but you're going into the time about
that's kind of obvious.
Yeah. Earthquake. I didn't know that. So we'll be tuning in. That's for sure. So we're down to our last moment. I'm going to play our closer here momentarily. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We really love you all. Sonny, thanks for coming on again.
Thanks so much. Glad to be here.
And I want to thank Alex again for joining us. She is a wonderful guest. We love having her on, and she will return. We'll promise she'll play music next time. And with that, join us tomorrow right here at PSB at 2:00. And let's see what we can do. Maybe I'll lighten up the mood and watch my language.
By the way, I really did. As you know, I was listening, and you had a great conversation. Your guest was awesome. Sunny Days, you were awesome. Your show is awesome. So. Yeah, it would have been fun to jump in there, but I got so much stuff I was looking at for tonight's show. I'm like going, I got to figure something out here. I got to choose something. And, it's like put them on a dartboard and go, which one?
Yeah, that's how I am for Sundays, because sometimes I'm missing something and I'm trying to figure out what to do for Sundays. So, but yeah, that's why I say you could jump in. And I made that comment, you weren't able to get G.I. Joes. I never called them dolls, but somebody put in chat that I said I play with Barbies. No, I said I was with people, with cousins we'd play with them, but I didn't necessarily play with Barbies, but it didn't matter. So stay tuned. Harper Drive's coming up next, and we love you all. We'll see you later, and let's get on with this and look forward to your show, Thumper, and you have a great show, my friend.
You bet. We will. And we'll catch you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, please board the TR-3B. We are about to be taking off. If you would please store all your goods, all your bags and carry-ons in the overhead or underneath the seat beneath you. And then make sure your seat backs and tables are in the upright position. We will be departing from the gate here just momentarily. So if you would, once you've done all that, buckle up and we're going to get going. We've just received clearance from the tower, so 3, 2, 1.